really the town would not be what it is, but for the coaches and the, Girl Scout and Boy Scout leaders and the people who just do stuff for their neighbors, take out for each other that, don't even have a title, but this, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff I think that really makes Vienna, Vienna.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Vibrant Vienna. My name is Kevin White, and we're sitting here with Linda Colbert. She is on the city council, the town council of Vienna, and she is a candidate for mayor. And we're just going to sit and have a conversation and talk and get to know Linda a little bit better. And thanks, Linda, for joining us today on the vlog.
Oh, of course. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
So, who were you in high school? Or if we were to go back in time and ask your friends in high school, who is Linda? What would they say?
Oh, God. Well, I know what I hope they would say. I think I was a nice person. I was a cheerleader, and I was also in student government all 4 years for both of those. And that's kind of, I'm kind of still a cheerleader now. Like that's just kind of my personality. I do kind of cheer people on and that kind of thing. And I took school pretty seriously and stuff, but I also had a lot of fun and had fun with my friends and stuff. So yeah, I think hopefully they would say that I was nice and that kind of thing. Yeah.
But you were in student government, and I won't let this lead down a path. But it is interesting that it seems like it's been a theme through your life.
Well, it has, because also my parents were on the town council. So they were always volunteers. Like they volunteered in everything. My dad had never even played a sport. He was a farm boy from Kansas. And whatever my brothers or I did, he would take an interest to it. Like he became my softball coach. And he knew nothing about softball, but he became our coach, and he was just such a nice, good guy. And all my friends still love him, talk about him as being their coach. And then my mom was like always the mom, room leader and stuff like that. And then, he became, got on council, ran for council. And then when he passed away, they actually appointed my mom and said, Jane, you're involved and you've come to all the meetings. You need to fill out his seat. So she was like, oh, well, this is really Roger's thing. This is not something I'm interested in. And they're like, well, just fill his seat out. Well, so she did. She filled out his term. And then when it came time to run, people were like, you really should run. You were really good. Oh, okay.
That's
And
awesome.
so she did it. Well, then our current mayor, Mayor Robinson, got sick and he passed away, and he encouraged her to run, actually. And this just blew her mind, because this was not the path that she ever thought she would go down. Like that was my dad's thing, but she was good at it. And she was just kind of the person, my mom, being from Kansas, like they're Midwestern, and just common sense, just she was a nice lady, but just very common sense, and just, well, this is the way things were, and this is how you get things done, and that kind of thing. And so then she ran for mayor. So that's been in my blood. And then one of my daughters went to Madison, and she was on student government association. She was actually the president, of the school. So it's just runs in our family, I guess. We just kind of do that. But and I'm also a teacher, so I always think that I love helping people. I mean, that's just kind of that's the other thing, really, is just just who I am. So
yeah, I mentioned that I was in the Marine Corps, and I think government and all of these things. I always associate that choice in life with the word service.
Yeah,
right? It's about serving others.
It is. Yeah, it's not this whole thing. Everything I've done in town, it's never been about me. And this was not the plan. Again, it's funny how things work out. because my mom said the same thing when she said, Linda, you know, I had to pray on this, you know, when people encouraged her to be the mayor. I mean, this was really not something she wanted, you know, was thinking of doing. And, you know, even for me to be on council, I mean, I thought, well, maybe someday, you know, and then just even running for council was really not something I thought I'd do, or, you know, really put a whole lot of thought into it. But it just kind of gradually, that's just kind of what happened, you know.
That's cool.
And so, but again, you know, yeah, it's not about me. It's just like Vienna is just such an awesome, awesome place and such great people. Like that's the whole thing, you know. And it's not like so many other people are doing so many things. It's not like council and mayor, yeah, we do stuff, but you know, really the town would not be what it is, but for the coaches and the, you know, Girl Scout and Boy Scout leaders and the people who just do stuff for their neighbors, you know,
Yeah.
take out for each other that, you know, don't even have a like title, but this, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff I think that really makes Vienna. It's not really the town government. I mean, we're, you know, do our thing and we try and help out, but we, important. It's just, I don't think that's not the heart of Vienna, you know?
Right. They work hand in hand. So we got high school and then undergrad, and you shared too yesterday a little bit about you met your husband in Vienna when you were 14.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did.
Yeah. Actually, okay. So do you want short or a little longer?
Go along.
So he had a mutual friend, and it was like his little middle school girlfriend, believe it or not. And she and I had known each other since like first grade brownies, and we went to Vienna Presbyterian together, right? And we are in communicants class in 8th grade. And she is telling me, you are going to love Mike. He's great. You two are going to get along great. And I'm like, wait, isn't that like your boyfriend? And she's like, yeah, you two really are going to like each other. I was like, okay. Whatever. I didn't even know him, you know. And then she's telling him the same thing. Well, then, you know, we met each other freshman year at Madison, and it truly was instant. It was like, oh, yeah, this guy's awesome. And so we've just been best friends, and we continued dating, and I went to UVA and he went to Virginia Tech. So we were rivals, but continued to date. And then we both got our masters. Then we got married right out of undergrad. And then we went to Tech together and got our master's degrees, and then came back here and taught at Madison High School.
Wow, that's awesome. So what was your master's in education?
Yeah. And
okay,
my undergrad's in math. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Math. Wow. That's
Math.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Got it. So you grew up here, you came back here. Was that always the thought, or was there ever an opportunity to live anywhere else?
You know, so we lived in I lived in Charlottesville when I was at UVA, and we lived in Blacksburg for a couple of years when we were getting our masters. I love this area actually, and a lot of our friends were here too. And so I did want to get back here, and I'm really close to my parents and my brothers, and so I wanted to be around my family. And so we actually moved back to Springfield for a little while, which I think was good. You know, it's good to be kind of on your own and not be, you know, right next door to mom and dad and everything. And his here too. As much as we love him, it was good to have our. But then, you know, when we decided, because we were sailing a lot, we had a boat in Annapolis. And so we were just living like that married, no kids, fun life, you know. And then when we decided to have kids, I was like, you know, Springfield's fine, but it's not community. This is not like because I had such great memories growing up in Vienna. I mean, so fun. It was just so fun. And so I wanted my kids to have that experience. So we both did. I mean, we knew we wanted to get back to Vienna. So we would drive around and we would look at houses. We would dream about living back in Vienna as we, you know, I know all young couples do this. They put away their money and they work second jobs and third jobs and whatever. And so we did all that. And then when my oldest was 4 and I was pregnant with my second daughter, we moved back.
I love what Michael Amori said. It's like, you can't build a Vienna. It's over decades and decades and decades, right? It's organic.
Got it. Yeah.
And my wife would always say, I just love seeing bikes in cul-de-sacs just lying on the street,
So
and
I know.
kids walking.
Oh,
You're right. It's
that's my
just,
whole childhood, just walking to my friend's house.
yeah.
I'm sure we had homework and stuff, but I remember school and I remember doing a little homework, but I mean, we just had so much fun. Yeah, walking each other's houses, walking downtown. You know where Maple Ave is used to be an Anita's was there. So the first Anita's was where Maple Ave is. And
Right.
and my friend and I, we would walk downtown. I mean, I texted her right before this because she remembers everything. But I think tacos were at least, she remembers, were they 25 cents or something like
Right.
that? And we, how old I am. But we'd get our taco and then we'd head over to Peter Pan. Peter Pan was this little place where like Moto Photo is right now and Foster's. And they had like every some people remember this, every Easter they would have chicks and ducklings and they would dye their feathers. There would be like a pink duck or a pink chick. And I think my parents, I wore them down one year and I think they actually got me, the little chick or something. And I had it until we had to take it to the farm. So, yeah.
That's great. That's great. I love that. And that was a great kind of lead into my next question, but you really answered it, because it was really about what was Vienna like for,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a newcomer, right? I've only been here since
Right.
2013, and a lot of families aspire to move to Vienna, and because of,
Yeah.
great schools, great community.
Right.
But I think it's really important for us, as newcomers, to know the history
Yeah.
of what Vienna was, and why do people call it kind of a small town, and why do they want to embrace that small town and balance that against progress, right?
Yeah.
And
It's balance. It's no doubt.
yeah,
And it's, I mean, the whole small town to me is, mostly just about, like I was saying before, like neighbors, just helping neighbors and just, Halloween parade and, closing down Maple Avenue for the Halloween parade and for the Madison homecoming parade. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people not happy with us for doing it. But we do it and we give you advance and just be ready for it, because this is what we do and this is important to our residents. But yeah, I mean, we had some shops on Church that were great that I miss. But I have to say, we've gained a lot of really cool stuff too. And I think, you just kind of have to move with the times and what people expect and what people want. I mean, people go out to eat a lot more now, I think, than, my family hardly ever went out to eat. I mean, it was a big deal, right? I mean, we would maybe go to, Pizza Hut or McDonald's or, we had a steakhouse, a steak and ale, it was called, but it was a rarity, right? And I think people now, man, we want to go out, and so that's fine. That's just what people want. And I think, and it's funny, like my friends and I walked, and I think, I mean, other people, like adults walked, but I don't know. I feel like more people walk these days and like to ride their bikes and get out of their cars and kind of, that could just be, I don't know if that's a correct memory. I think it is, but and just like as a council member talking to a lot of people are like sidewalks. I mean,
that was the one thing my wife wanted to ask, and I said, no, I got to stay off that topic.
Talking about, yeah. No.
But we can. I mean, I like that it's growing there organically.
I would tell you, Church Street. I've always loved Church Street. So when I was a kid, I loved it. But I have to say now, I just love it even more. Like one of my thoughts is, my dad was on council when Church Street was, they had the vision for Church Street, like with the brick sidewalks and the period lighting and the benches and, and he, well, I don't know. I did not plan on saying this, but it's coming out. So here it goes. So I remember, he worked hard on all that. And I remember standing at the top. He had passed away in November and it was December. It was the Church Street stroll. The Church Street stroll that we always have in December. And I'm standing at Vienna Presbyterian. It was like up on the hill where Park and Church and Glendon intersect, and we're like on top of that hill where you can look down on Church Street. I remember standing with my mom, and it just looked beautiful. And my mom was like, "Your dad would be so happy," you know. And just like it just, I don't know, you know. It's just neat to see, you know, old is good, but sometimes you got to change, and I just think Church Street's really improved a lot, you know.
Yeah.
I think people love that part of town.
I in doing this website, I've thought a lot about what is that quintessential Vienna photograph, and I do feel like it's definitely Church Street.
Yeah.
Like, what if you were to take a snapshot and show it just one photograph of Vienna, what would it be? And people think about the Caboose a lot. People think about the Freeman store. People think about maybe the community center. But they're kind of spaced out things that are not like in one shot. But I think, yeah, Church Street is just a great place to commune and come together. You got the town green.
Well, I was going to mention that. I know. I was wondering if you were going to say it, because I think that kind of pulls it together too, right? Because you do have the shops and stuff, and so you've kind of got that business area, and you've got the industrial. I mean, that's a really, I like that part of town. I think that's kind of cool. We've got that, and then I think with the town green, and I mean, you and I go to VPC. I know not all of Vienna does, but you know, it's a pretty church there on the corner, and I know, I love that. That's just like that part right there. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So what's your favorite place to eat in town, since we're talking about it? No, you can't.
I don't think I can say it. I can't say it.
It's okay. There's a lot of places.
A lot of trouble. I mean, I can't.
No, it's okay.
We have so many awesome restaurants. I love the places that I go in, and I love seeing, like, you know, you see like half of Vienna. Oh, hey, you know, and talking. It's like, I feel like going out to eat in Vienna is like such a social event, right? Because you can't really go probably anywhere without just seeing a whole, you know, people, you know, which I love. I love that. So it's fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
I better not say my favorite.
Okay, but here's an easy one. How about what was your favorite park growing up in Vienna?
Well, it would have to be the American Legion Park, because I lived on Blackstone Terrace. And so at the end of Blackstone Terrace was American Legion. And so we just walked up there all the time. They had like a little play set, and my friend and I would go down, would sled there. They had some sledding trails, and we have very, very funny stories. I probably can't share right now. Very funny sledding stories and stuff. And just, so that was my favorite park then, just because it was close to my house, I guess.
Sure, got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. I ran out of questions, but
you asked me my favorite ice cream.
Oh, what's your favorite?
I'm all ready. That one.
All right, what's your favorite?
What's your guess? What is my favorite ice cream? What do you think?
Well, my guess is it's probably gonna have chocolate in it.
Duh, right? Thank you. And it has other stuff in it too.
Is it a flavor that belongs to Ben and Jerry's?
They probably have a version, but not a particular. No, okay. I mean, like, I would say every ice cream maker has this version.
Cookie dough.
No.
Okay.
No. It's chocolate ice cream with stuff in it.
Brownie.
It's Rocky Road.
Oh, Rocky Road.
I won't make it. I really love my Rocky Road.
My wife is an ice cream person, and I'm not I'm not really a sweets. I'm a salty.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, they're having a 3-for-1 or a buy 3 get 1 free at, I think it's Ben and Jerry's. Is it Ben and Jerry's there next to Foster's?
Oh,
yeah, buy 3
okay.
get 1 free. So we just bought 4 buns.
Oh, of course, right? You have to.
Yeah.
It keeps in the fridge.
Right.
And home, right? So
there are lots of opportunities to do some great things right now. And I really appreciate that we were able to continue, because, you know, we were on the fence about meeting in person, and I think we did the right thing. I know we did the right thing. We definitely did the right thing.
We did.
But we're really fortunate because we can do this. Otherwise, it probably just like would have been over the phone if it was, you know, 20 years ago or something. So
I know.
It's
Yeah.
the hardest part about it is the change,
Yeah.
right? Is the suddenness of everything, which
Yeah.
is which is not always the best. But I think, seeing, like we were talking about Lydia Russo, I mean, she's putting together basically the meal train for the Vienna, the volunteer fire department, for our first responders, for the police, and the town is
Yeah.
really stepping up and filling in those
Summer.
meals.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I know.
it,
Every day
it's
I hear at least one news story, and it's about a resident or a business or a business, two businesses getting together, or a business and a resident. I mean, it's like all these different combinations of groups and people. I mean, it's amazing. And people are, and I love now that people are like, hey, Linda, share it on your little daily update thing. And not that my daily update thing is the biggest thing in the world. I'm just thinking I just love getting this information out to people. And
yeah.
it's so cool to see, yeah, so many people doing great things. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so let's plug that. If folks aren't aware of it, I think I've seen it. You're putting out a daily update. How can people find that?
So just, yeah, go to Linda. So my maiden name is Seaman. So Linda Seaman Colbert. And I will friend anybody who wants to be my friend on Facebook. And then they just, I just pop up every day doing my update, and I do a video. And then anybody who feeds me any information. And it's so cool because a lot of people do. They're like, oh, this is a safety tip I heard, or they ask me, like I heard something the other day, just about, like at the very beginning, it was senior hours, trying to get all the grocery stores to do senior hours. And then recently it was having all the grocery stores wear all their employees wear masks. So I try to, if it's an ask, I try to help and, be the person, like a liaison person, and try and
Right. The
for
connector.
people who are in government or grocery stores, and so I don't know. I mean, I hope it's helping. Everybody's doing something in their part, but I figured, well, this hopefully can be my part.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, connecting people is super important because, like, you might have a great idea, you just don't know who to get it to. So,
Right, right. And I think,
yeah,
yeah, I have someone who knows a lot of people and things, and so, or I know who to ask to go through. You know what I
right.
mean? To get that
Thank
connection.
you. Really, really thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know the community thanks you. And I don't know really how to say that piece, but good luck with the election.
Thank you,
And we're here to support you. And
Kevin.
it just really, thanks for meeting with us today and sharing your story.
Oh, and thanks for what you do. I mean, I love to use the word vibrant. That's such a great word, right? I just love, and we are vibrant in Vienna. So I think what you're doing is awesome. This is really fun.
4, 3,